Hello guys, um, today we're going to be taking a closer look at a fragrance that typifies the rugged Hollywood stars of the 80s and early 90s, and the fragrance in the spotlight is Bijan Man by Bijan. Now, as you can see, the bottle is shaped like a donut. It was launched in the year 1987 and is described as a woody, aromatic, warm, spicy scent. It is also the winner of Fifi Award back in 1988. Now, before we further delve into the notes and its performance, let me enlighten you about the fashion house Bijan. Uh, Bijan is a high-quality, super luxurious brand founded by uh, a Persian designer named Bijan Pakzad. The designer's reputation was built on his exclusivity and by appointment only of his showroom. In other words, his clients could only enter his showroom if they sought an appointment or were invited by the designer himself. His rarefied clientele includes former US Presidents George Bush, Bill Clinton, and Barack Obama, um, Russian President Vladimir Putin, and a long list of Hollywood superheroes led by the legendary Sylvester Stallone, Arnold Schwarzenegger, Tom Cruise, Jack Nicholson, and the list goes on and on. Speaking of this fragrance here, well, it is a favorite of Sylvester Stallone, Arnold Schwarzenegger, Jack Nicholson, and the late Charles Bronson, and it's also a favorite of George Lucas. Let's get into the notes now. It has a massive note breakdown. Therefore, I'll be naming just a few. Top notes are mandarin, lavender, nutmeg, musk, oak moss. Mid notes are iris, cinnamon, sandalwood, amber, carnation, honey, jasmine. Base notes are rosemary, clove, patchouli, vetiver, benzoin, cedar, heather, tonka, and vanilla. Three words to describe this, rather three terms: barbershop fragrance, masculine, and 80s Hollywood. The opening of Bijan is sharp and as sharp as a razor blade, and reminds me of another 80s powerhouse, Calvin Klein's Obsession, but only briefly. After about say 15 minutes, the spices take over, not in an overpowering manner, rather gently. Everything comes together beautifully and well-rounded. Spices are minimal, florals are light. The patchouli and clove provide the fragrance with a bitter earthiness. Musk is the prominent note in the dry down, but the leather and oak moss are consistent all along. It's a fragrance that captures the essence of green sheeper or chiper, and therefore every time you wear it, it would take you back to the 80s and early 90s. Since this is one fragrance that Sylvester Stallone has time and again expressed his fondness for, I see him pulling this one off with aplomb. Sir Alex Ferguson, I think, would be the right sporting personality to wear this. Now, let's talk about the performance. Longevity is fairly decent. I get up to 12 to 14 hours. So for longevity, I would give it an 8.5 on 10. Projection is superb. Projects for up to 5 feet for at least 5 hours. Therefore, I would give it a 9.5 on 10. Sillage is as good as its projection. The dry down of Bijan is out of this world, and it leaves a gorgeous scent trail that gets you noticed wherever you go. So 9.5 for Sillage. Overall performance, a 9 on 10. Number of sprays, 15 to 18. Recommendation scale, I would give it a 9 on 10. Guys, if you like Polo or Azzaro Pour Homme, the older formulation, then you cannot afford to miss this one. Bijan to perfume enthusiasts is what a vintage Ferrari would be to car enthusiasts. This fragrance, especially for those who have grown up watching the hardcore action legends of the 80s and 90s. I recommended this scent to a few friends, and they absolutely loved it. Guys, give this scent a try for its quality, performance, and last but not the least, Sylvester Stallone. Okay, that being said, I take your leave, and I'll be back tomorrow with another review. Till then, you take care, have a great day, and stay cologned.